I've never played Pokemon Platinum normally, and that's not changing today. Chat, I have rules. I am doing it Nuzlocke, right? It's a Nuzlocke with a question mark at the end. That question mark means that I have my own rules. Number one, it's a classic Nuzlocke rule. You can only catch your first encounter in an area as long as you have balls. I am technically changing that. If I do not have balls on a route, I physically cannot catch a Pokemon. Therefore, I am literally not. That does not count as my encounter. Okay, that's the rule. Even after I obtain my first Pokeballs, if I actively do not have a Pokeball in an area whenever I run into my first encounter, that does not count as my encounter. Number two, each Pokemon starts with 3 lives, and each of them starts with the maximum of 3 lives. So every time a Pokemon dies, it loses a life. Obviously, is the game loud, or is that just me? That might just be me. Number three, each Pokemon in the party, when gaining a gym badge, gets +1 life. So, say I have a full party of 6. Whenever I get that gym badge, everybody gets +1 life, unless they're at a max of 3, or if they're a legendary. But I'll get to that in a second. Uh, and yes, as you can see, 3A. If a Pokemon has 0 lives when getting a gym badge, it will get revived back up to 1 life. Number 4, Shinies have infinite lives. You know? So basically, if I have a shiny, it's impossible for me to lose. But first of all, I doubt I'll get a shiny. Second of all, I'm not going to shiny hunt. Third of all, I don't think 1 or 2 shinies will win me the game because I do have to fight Cynthia. So I think at some point we just have to be like, I give up. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to overlevel too much. Even with overleveling, Cynthia is hard. So number 5, legendaries have 1 life and cannot gain more. If they die, they are done. Will there be any battle cats this stream? What is your guys' obsession with battle cats? I'm trying to start something. I'm starting something that I find fun because I haven't done a Pokemon challenge in a while, nor have I ever done a video on one. Number 6, on Team Wipe, lose an additional 1 life on all Pokemon on the team, which basically means each Pokemon loses a life for when they die and whenever you wipe. So let's say you have a Pokemon with 3 lives. After you team wipe, they will only have 1. You enjoy Sia? Real fans, am I right? Number 7. I'm too lazy to research battles, so therefore I'm just not going to research any of them. And that's going to be part of my rules. Suck it. Number 8, no battle items. That's pretty normal. Number 9, no TMs or TRs can be used. I said TRs specifically because I want these challenges to, or I want these rules to be able to be used for any game, any Pokemon game, not just Pokemon Platinum. And then number 10, you must choose the grass starter. Grass starters have always been underrated as hell, in my opinion. So I'm forcing myself to choose the grass starter. And if anybody wants to use these rules, you have to choose the grass starter. But those are my rules. And so now, 5 minutes in, I think it's time for me to grab my totally real Nintendo controller and start the challenge. What are the buttons? Hold up. Let's see. You're gonna get this for a second. How do I should have looked at this beforehand. I thought the controller was working just fine. Maybe I'll just have to use keyboard and mouse. Because my buttons are not working. I figured this would already be set up. Am I crazy? Give me just a sec. Is my controller just... I think my controller's just not working. Call me crazy? uh... What the fuck? You know what? Fuck using a controller on a game like this. I need to disconnect this thing. You know what? I know the best way to disconnect a controller. Just take out the battery. Okay. Now time to actually start. I'm also not going to use any speed up because that would just be bad. I think we all know the story mostly of Pokemon Platinum, right? I don't think I like I've played Pokemon Platinum before, just not normally. Not that button, but the Pokemon or the button on the Pokeball. Do I have to click? Ew! I have to click? Whatever. At least I know there's touchscreen on this bitch. Why does she look like she's dressed up for Christmas? I guess it's probably cold out, right? Bray. I'm gonna have to get used to keyboard controls. I was fully expecting to be able to play on controller. Probably try and get that set up for next time. But I just don't want to take too long. You know what? Everybody knows this dude as Barry, so I'm gonna name him Barry. You know, Pokemon Platinum is said to be one of the best Pokemon games to date, and I can't exactly disagree, but it's not nostalgic to me. So it's not like I really care. It's not like I really have that much care for it, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, of course, the Cheeb. The Chibi, the small with an O. Oh god, not having a speed up. It's gonna be kind of tough not speeding up. By the way, I have played BDSP. Not BDSM, but BDSP. So I do know roughly how to play this game. How do I sprint? Also, I should probably say that this isn't a fully vanilla ROM. I did change a little bit. When do I get running shoes? When the hell do I seriously have to walk? How long do I have to just walk for? Wait, Barry's in his house, right? Oh. Bro, why'd you run it into me with your big ass head, bro? Why does the music get as hyped up on caffeine as Barry is just whenever he appears? Like, what the hell? Gets all excited and shit. Like, I still can't run, by the way. Barry. $10 million fine. What is it? What is up with you and $10 million fines? And this game is kind of old, so $10 million, like, what? 15 years ago? Maybe longer. How long did this game come out? Hey Siri, when did Pokemon Platinum release? You're not even listening to me. Siri,
Huh?
when did Pokemon Platinum release?
Pokemon Platinum was published September 13th, 2008.
Damn, 18 years. Interesting. Too slow. Well, I don't exactly have running shoes yet, do I? Do I not get it started yet? Oh, that's right. I should know this from the Jaden Animations video on this game. What do you boys think you're doing without a Pokemon? Going into tall grass? That's dangerous, or something. Yes, I love Pokemon. So, this is going to be where this is. Dude, Don, what are you doing here? This is going to be where we see the. I'll just surprise you. Let's choose my grass type starter, chat. You heard that cry. You see the words on the screen. Dialga. Arceus. My boy Turtwig. My boy Turtwig. So, I should probably clarify, this is mostly a vanilla file. I just thought it'd be funny if I chose Turtwig instead of Arceus or Dialga. So I forced that, but it is mostly vanilla. Very mostly vanilla. How you been? Everything vibing? All chill? All chill, right? Yep, all chill. Who are you? You're a first-time chatter, so I don't exactly have anything to go off of here. Please don't tell me he got... Okay, good. I was really concerned about accidentally giving him Arceus or Dialga. Your game's solid for real. I really mess with it. Respect to you. Thanks. Yeah, how's it going though? How's it going? How you been? I think I'm stupid. I'm chilling, but I think I'm stupid. And your stream actually fire? Is it? You just got here. You don't know. Yeah, I'm stupid. Because whenever I see how you been, I interpret it as you knew how I was before. So like how have I been since the last time we saw? So I'm the stupid one for assuming that. My bad. I'm stupid. Welcome to the stream is how I should have said that initially. I need to shrink chat on the screen, don't I? Shrink. I think her name's just long as fuck, low key. There we go. But yeah, this is an overlay that I haven't used yet. Mainly because I don't really usually use an overlay. I just figured, why not use an overlay for a Pokemon game since it's not gonna fit to the screen well. So I like Pokemon 2. What character you mess with and which one your favorite? Well, I would assume you mess with Pokemon, otherwise you would not have been able to find my stream. But my favorite Pokemon is Tyranitar. Not because he's the coolest or anything. Like it's nothing basic. It's nothing too basic. I have just had really good experiences with him in the past. What is my B button? Oh, I have to hold it. Okay. So I'm playing on keyboard and mouse. Don't tell Nintendo, but I have to hold C, which is an on button. But oh, I guess I don't need to do that. Turtwig. I love Turtwig though. I do love Turtwig, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to do that as like a forced thing for the rules. That's what's up. You streaming real nice, and I'm actually having fun. Again, been here for 2 seconds. Is it that easy to have fun? If only. What's your favorite Pokemon, Andrew? You've been watching anime lately? Yeah. I mean, obviously this doesn't have anything to do with lately, but... Ash and Pikachu? That's your favorite Pokemon, Pikachu? That's a... So are you like an anime only? Because I'm a game only. I actually haven't seen the Pokemon anime. But I do watch anime. Which character you mess with and what you mostly watching? Currently my favorite anime is JJK. And it's been that way for a while. And who is my favorite in JJK? I don't know. I like a lot of them. Eh. It's mostly just JJK and then favorite character. It kind of just depends on the episode, you know? Especially with the season that we're in. Okay, I've been watching One Piece, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan and One Piece are all very good. I've seen them all. I've even fully caught up on One Piece. I won't spoil it for you. I won't spoil it, but it is very good. And then Demon Slayer, I am also fully caught up. You can't see it, but I have the whole manga set. I have the whole box set of the manga. I don't have balls yet, right? Right, because it shouldn't be until the town. I should be paying attention to the game at least a little bit. No, it's fine. And then Attack on Titan, I think is overrated as fuck, but it's still really good. I just don't understand how people say it's the best anime of all time or whatever. JJK Fire, for real, how long you been watching it and who your favorite character in it? Like I said, it kind of depends on the episode. Because so many characters have had the spotlight and so many of them have had good episodes. Even recently, there's an episode in season 3 that makes me kind of want to choose a new favorite. But throughout the entire anime as a whole, probably Gojo. I do love that guy. Which I know that's kind of a basic pick for JJK, but and then there's also Sukuna. I also love him. What should I name the Turtwig? I don't really care for nicknaming things in Nuzlocke, but I'm not against naming at least my starter. What should I name my starter? Who you got in One Piece? I'd be rocking with Luffy and Zoro. For real, they go crazy. My favorite in One Piece, yeah, probably Luffy and Zoro. Those two are just really cool, honestly. I don't know. I'm kind of a main character stuck up. You know what I mean? Like I kind of just, you know what? This guy is gonna be named Gojo because favorite, uh, favorite anime. I won't say favorite anime character, but favorite anime protagonist. Yes, I'm happy with naming my Turtwig Gojo. That's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna name. You know what? I'll just name all of my Pokemon after anime characters. That's what I'll be doing. Hopefully, I actually remember how to get through this game, so that I don't actually have to read anything. I'm probably going to have to skim through the game text just so that I can know where I'm going. One Piece got some dope episodes, bet you seen them. Yeah, I'm fully caught up on One Piece. Yes, that includes the latest episodes and all episodes that are not filler. I've seen pretty much every non-filler episode in One Piece. And there are some banger episodes. Like, it actually has some of the best episodes in all anime, in my opinion. Boy, JJK, it's also up there with some of its episodes. Demon Slayer, I don't think really has individual episodes that are, like, goated. Like, I'm trying to think of any individual episodes, but I don't think there's really any. Like, sure, there's some fights that are overall hype, but it's not just any specific episode. I mean, maybe the Gyutaro fight. What are you gonna recommend? Which one do you think I should check out? I mean, you kind of seem like an action person, right? So, like, if you like a lot of action, you might like Solo Leveling. You might like... Why am I clueless? Why? I've watched like 20 anime, and I can't... Hold up, let me open my list of anime I've seen. I might recommend Naruto, honestly. Like, it's a long watch, similarly to One Piece, but if you like One Piece, you might still like Naruto. I think My Hero is underrated as well, so you might check that out if you haven't. Black Clover is really good. Dandadan's good. And then Sentenced to be a Hero is a new one, but it's good. It's good so far. It's still releasing episodes, I believe. And that's all I really have. I haven't seen that many anime. There's also Gachiakura. which is a newer one as well. It's only one season so far, but I did like it quite a bit. Oh, I have to talk to the professor. And then I think he gives me balls if I'm not mistaken. I've been looking up new anime stuff lately. I'm Wait, what am I supposed to do? Oh wait, I have to check in with my mom, I think. In the game. Do I have Pokeballs yet though? No. Which means I still can't. Oh right, because that's what Dawn's going to be doing. It's been a long time since I played Pokemon Platinum. If you ain't mad, what's your hobbies besides streaming? If I'm not mad, what would I be mad about? I gotta take the trash out. You know what? I'll remind myself to do that in the morning. Let me do something real quick. I will take out the trash tomorrow morning. Take trash. God, I can't spell. Take trash. Gerb. My hobbies besides streaming? Well, watching anime is technically a hobby, right? So that. Who am I supposed? What am I? What am I supposed to do? Oh, okay. It is you that I'm supposed to talk to. For a second, I was like, wait, am I in the wrong place? No, I'm not in the wrong place. What are my hobbies? It's kind of literally just playing video games, streaming, technically making videos because editing is kind of part of the hobby. Uh, I have manga, so I do read as kind of an occasional thing, not really a hobby. I do day to day though. Watch anime is technically considered a hobby. I don't know. I watch a lot of YouTube in my free time, just because I have less free time than I would, prefer. And so I kind of just relax while watching YouTube, playing games and stuff at the same time. It's mostly playing video games though. New anime, but low-key don't really get it. You don't get new anime? I actually like new anime more than old stuff because like it's so much quicker paced. Like I don't want another 1,000 episodes to watch. I kind of want the small stuff. You should go for Gallade or Frostlass. I'm at. Do you know how early in the game I am? And how late into the game you can even get Gallade and Frostlass? I'm not even convinced you can get Gallade. Like, it's what? You need a male Krillia and a Dawnstone. Wait, don't you also need a Dawnstone for Frostlass? Whatever. Those are good Pokemon. Yo, let's watch her catch this Bidoof. Or does she kill it? That's fire. Keep going. Yeah. You do full streams and what games you play? I don't really do full streams. It's not full time either. But I do stream as kind of like just a hobby. Like it's fully a hobby. It doesn't give anything. What games you play? I play Pokemon, I guess. Not. It's been kind of less lately, but I do play Pokemon. I play Rivals. Play a stupid mobile game called Battlecast that people are obsessed with, or that my community has become obsessed with. And then I kind of play horror games like Lethal Company and Phasmophobia. Those two got new updates recently. I played Lethal Company earlier today. I plan on playing it more with friends later on, and then Phasmophobia, same thing. I like a lot of multiplayer games more than anything else. Minecraft is something I want to get back into. I have Pokeballs, right? Yes. I don't want to fail my first encounter, so I'm gonna buy more balls. You can get a roll. It's above Jubilife City. Where is that? In the Dawnstone in my Cornet, the one with the big surf room. I don't remember. Orberg is the one with the first gym, though, right? So that should be pretty easy to remember. But yeah, here's the thing. I'm doing first encounter rules, so I can't exactly force a male Ralts. if I do get a male Ralts, then I might genuinely get a Gallade. And there is going to be dupe claws. I do want to say, like there's still going to be the dupe claws. I just realized this is cut off oddly. I'm going to shrink this just a little bit to try and make it so the entire screen is there. I think that's good. I've never played Platinum, but I played the shit out of Pokemon Pearl. Oh, cool. I'm not. Would I kill this thing if I toss a tackle at it? Look, I've been drawing anime characters lately, mostly for streamers. Been at it like 3 years for real. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna try tossing another Pokeball. If it doesn't catch, then I'm gonna just throw a tackle and see if it kills. That's nice. Why are you such a stubborn Bidoof, bro? Okay. Does not die. Didn't think it would. I just didn't want to have to do it. You don't mind I'm a real artist? I ain't trying to... I know you're not forcing a sell or anything. But I'm not gonna buy anything. Not only am I broke, but you remind me of my early days of streaming. Back like, I want to say 4 years ago when I started. The only real viewers I was getting was people just trying to sell shit. So thanks for bringing back memories, bro. And that would explain why you were acting like such a suck up at the beginning. I am honest to a fault. It's not catching because Bidoof knows it's the scum of the earth. Yeah. Why couldn't this have been my encounter? At least it would have some good coverage. All I have now is an HM slave. Oh, and this guy even has Intimidate. That would have been nice. Why did it not have the visual on screen? People out there don't really trust real artists because of scammers. I don't care about scammers. I just don't want to pay for art. No offense. I can send you my portfolio. You clearly are not listening to me. I am not interested, and this is exactly why. This is exactly why people don't really give you the time of day. Because you just push it in the face. Dude, heal your Pokemon? I took like 4 damage. I'm good. I hate Bidoof with a passion. Found a shiny one before I even got Pokeballs. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Now I will go heal. Slowly. I need to take a break? Okay. Bidoof is still low. Well, I'm not exactly planning on using it in a fight. But you're right, this is a Nuzlocke. These guys have 3 lives each. I do hate, right? I sometimes I hate my honesty because obviously everybody sells feelings. But the artists that just come to streams with the intent of selling shit instead of actually enjoying the stream, it's such a pain in the ass. It's such a pain. You go into a small streamer's chat, try to take advantage of the fact that they're small, and like that they assume that, you know, since you're small, you'll actually be more susceptible to doing things. Like, I just hate it. I hate it. It's scum. I've seen it so many times now. Reason why I hate Bidoof and its Evo is because I found a shiny beaver in the Great Marsh. It wouldn't catch and later fled. Damn. Sucks to suck. I wonder if my Bidoof can take care of this female Bidoof. Maybe? High rolls and crits are something I need to consider, so I'm just gonna swap back to Gojo. I didn't name my Bidoof. I was fully intending on it. And since it was stubborn, I was going to name it some sort of stubborn anime character that I would have had to think of for a bit, but I do happen to know Luffy as stubborn. For being an anime fan, I really don't have a lot of knowledge. I probably should not pick a fight with a Starly, right? I kind of want to get to a good level before I do much, but like I don't want to over prepare, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of something I want to avoid. Found a Nuzlocke shiny mag cargo and had a Jirachi on the save just to lose it to the void? What do you mean by the void? What do you mean by void? I think I'm just gonna move on. Getting Darkrai, it's basically impossible to get on Diamond and Pearl. Oh, damn. Shiny Mag Cargo. Mag Cargo fast, bro. I never... I don't really get legendaries in Pokemon games. At least not really. I don't know why. I don't know. Post-game content is hard for me to play now. I feel like. I think the only Pokemon post-game I've ever done is Gen 7. I guess I did Gen 8 and Gen 9. But no old gen. Old gen post-game is kind of like... It doesn't really lead you anywhere. Also, this is going to be a long-ass series with how slow these old games are. I have one on Diaz, but I can't move it to a later generation because the market is illegal. I think because I didn't check the code about the event info for Darkrai. I don't know. I do not know how all that stuff works. I haven't really tested Pokemon Home with a lot of stuff. Gojo! No Intimidate. I want to get a grass move. A little bit of grass type coverage would be pretty sweet. I don't know when Turtwig learns like Leafage or Razor Leaf, whatever it learns. But it'll be alright. So if Barry has something that I... Oh wait, he's gonna have a Staravia, right? If that dude has Staravia... By the way, is the route after the town a different route than the one before it? So should I have gone back and gotten that other encounter? I probably should have. Darkrai's locked behind and on the DS, but I got my Darkrai via a different way, so it exists, but I don't think it'll register. Probably. When you say different way, do you mean like you traded? Excuse me. By the way, I know I have the team wipe counter on the screen down here, but I don't actually plan on getting any team wipes. But of course, not everything in a Nuzlocke is planned. Void glitch and traded to my Pearl save? Oh. Weird. Where is bro going? By the way, it didn't occur to me until just now. This game is probably different in some areas from Diamond and Pearl, which I have played Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. So I know those storylines, but I don't exactly know Platinum. But I have played a little bit of Platinum before. On my Pearl save, I got Pokerus, rarer than a shiny, by the way. Cool, dude. I'm gonna go back to the first route. because I'm fairly certain it's different than this one. By the way, I just want to say, if you think that the size of the screen cut off kind of close to the like the health bars and stuff, like how Shinx is like basically cut off by the edge of the screen, that's not me. that's that isn't my fault. Also, absorb is the grass type move this bitch gets. Gross. But yeah, this game just has weird cut-offs, I guess. Okay, so this is San Town. This is Route 202. Is the route over here 201? Yes. So I can get another encounter here. And then can I also get another encounter in that other area? Dupe's Claws. Thank God. I'm thinking that I can get another encounter over there. All the way to the left. It's almost all the same story, but you go to hell instead of fighting Time and Space God. And a lot of major teams are different because of the expanded decks. Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to research any of those major teams. So we'll see. We'll see how many times I get caught off guard by things that shouldn't probably be in the game. Because I do think Pokemon Platinum is like difficult in more ways than just Cynthia. Although I am not completely sure. Isn't the second gym kind of difficult? The second gym is a fighting gym, right? Or am I crazy? I might be crazy. I know the first one is rock, though. Volkner actually has electric types instead of Ambipalm and Octillery? Really? I don't think he had Ambipalm and Octillery and Shining Pearl in the remakes, I guess is how I should word them. Or refer to them. Because I never actually played Diamond and Pearl. I know I'm not even 18 yet. Keep that in mind. I'm not even 18 years old. I never had these games on the actual DS or anything. I never. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to pay $200 just for a game. Rock, grass, ghost, fighting water, steel, ice, electric. The second. Oh, that's right. The second one is grass. Ghost. That's the third gem? Bro, I'm having such bad memory. I swear I played this generation before. What should I name Starly? You know, I'm so bad with names, I'm just not actually gonna name my encounters. Unless I have like a good idea for them. Pokemon Platinum change Ghost from the 5th to the 3rd. Oh, so, what's her name? So they swapped her to 3rd instead of 5th. What is her name? I'm gonna waste my Lake Verity encounter, just cause. Fantina, that's right. Because I knew there was a ghost gym, I just didn't real. I guess, yeah, Pokemon Platinum is different in that. Wait, so if the story is different, I might actually have to. I guess I will have to skim through the text to make sure. Also, I'm just gonna keep re-encountering until I get something that isn't a Bidoof for a Starly. So basically, I'm waiting to find a Shinx, I think. Hopefully I can find one of those here. I may not be able to. There's gotta be a third Pokemon I can find here, though. It's only those two there? Oh, so I got unlucky on the other two routes? Okay, well, I guess we'll just come back later on in the game. I guess. I am going to miss the EXP share. That's going to be something I miss in Gen 4. I won't be having an EXP share, unfortunately. Once I get a fishing rod, I'll also be able to come back and get these two encounters. Hello, mother. I require health, please. This is gonna be a long series, by the way. Like this, like whether it's just like 2 streams a week and it'll be like probably more than a month, definitely more than a month. Like it'll be a relatively long series, and of course it will depend on how long of streams I do. But I want to have fun with it. I don't want to have to do any resets. That's my main thing. I don't want to have to reset the game. So at a certain point, I might just give up. No, if I do just entirely lose to the point of having to reset, then I guess I would, but I wouldn't be happy about it. Or maybe I would just have that be the entire thing. Can I be a Pokemon Nuzlocke? Question mark. Question mark. Or like maybe I can clickbait it as I failed to be my own challenge or something like that. I'm such an idiot. I do just want to beat this though, because I've never actually fought the original Cynthia. I've fought Cynthia in the remakes, where she had like perfect EVs and stuff like that. So theoretically, this should be easier than that, and the in Legends Arceus, what was that guy's name? I don't remember that dude's name, but the basically Cynthia guy. Can I? No, I'm not gonna even try. I know I can't. When did the clowns show up? Oh, they're already here. Hey there. Oh, right, I have to start with the trainer school. I am struggling. I've had too much caffeine today. Wait, I want to see something. Not that. That's not normally there, is it? Something tells me that's not normally there. And the reason why I'm so sure it wasn't is because that is another thing I changed about this file, just to spice it up a little bit. I made the items on the ground random. I don't plan on it like being a game-breaking thing, but I wanted a little bit of spice, you know? Got a black belt and a trainer school. Something tells me that doesn't fit there. Because a belt being in a trainer school makes me think that somebody's whipping a student. And I gotta say, I respect the hell out of that, because there is no better way to learn than to be whipped. You can't see it, but I'm blinking very slowly behind my glasses. They're beating the kids. You call yourself a Pokemon trainer? Yeah, fuck you, bruh. I'll show you. I'll show you these clowns. Bam, first one right here. Can a Pokemon hold an item? Yes. Thanks for the coupon. I'll give this to my mom so that we can get some free groceries. That's not the right way. Don't worry, I got another clown right over here. I was just spamming. I forgot that I actually had to read. Imagine having to read, bro. Man, I hate reading. Reading is actually like one of my least favorite things to do. Bro, are you stopping me from going this way? Bro, Can I not just go through this side area to go around? Oh wait, that's the only way there. Is the clown not over there? Where's the last clown? Oh, Hey there, last clown. You can literally just spam space. Like, you can spam A throughout this entire thing. Like, they don't even make you think. This is quite literally a kid's game. Oh wait, now I gotta talk to that one guy, right? The one asshole. Hey there, asshat. Here's your coupons. Oh, the Poketch. I forgot about the Poketch's existence. Does it even do anything? I'm not convinced it does. Anyways, new encounter. Route 204. New encounter. From what I remember, this game has pretty limited encounters. Insert rabbit clock meme. What fucking meme are you on? Are you talking about? I'm so glad Gojo is weak. This is like pre-teen Gojo, right? This is when Gojo was a kid, and then like whenever he's Grottle, he's pre-awakened Gojo, and then whenever he gets into his final evolution, Torterra, aka whenever he learns Earthquake, he becomes awakened Gojo. And then in an alternate timeline where Gen 4 starters got Megas, that would be, you know, final form Gojo, essentially. I should probably level up the other Pokemon on my team. I should probably do that. Then the lack of EXP share is going to be a pretty major thing. By the way, isn't this the game that Smallant low-key got popular from? Like, I know he was popular before he did Pokemon Platinum No Damage, but I'm fairly certain it was a huge, like, deal for him. I don't even know how I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Am I going to post it like as an episode thing on my main channel? Am I going to post the VODs on my second channel and then post the entire thing in one on my main? Probably. It'll probably be that second option. Which means I need to save the VOD so I can get them all at once. Later on. Way later on. Also, ignore the notification that my camera's on at the bottom of the screen every now and then. I don't know why it does that. I do not know. My computer just likes telling me that my camera's on. Hey, did you know that your camera's on? Did you know that your camera's on? I don't think you know. So I'm gonna keep reminding you every 20 minutes. Just to make sure you know that your camera's on. A level 8 Magikarp? No way this thing has an attacking move, right? Yeah, just splash. Okay, yeah, this is why I need to level up my team, because this is bad. So how much of this game is just going to be grinding? This is part of the reason why I could never go back to an old Pokemon game. Just for a normal, just casual playthrough of a game. I could never, because whenever I'm playing games, I like to pay full attention to the game. And then I don't want to have to grind against... I don't want to have to grind in Pokemon. Like, Pokemon is one of the few RPG games that I actively dislike grinding in. Because the main way to grind, thanks to trainers not always being able to be refought, the main way to grind is via wild Pokemon, which means you don't get money from it. So all you're gaining is EXP and not a lot of it. So it's like one of the worst forms of RPG grinding. Where's your bottom screen? I can see it. You just can't. You want me to break things a little bit? So, well, here, I'll give you my display capture. Here's the whole thing. That's my bottom screen. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. But you only see this. But I can see the bottom screen. You guys don't need to see it, alright? And maybe I'll make a new overlay to allow for the bottom screen to be seen. I don't know, but I just didn't feel like it. XP share is below Eterna? Isn't that kind of a far ways? Or is Eterna like only the second gym, so I can get it pretty fucking soon? But here's the thing about the EXP share. It's not an EXP all. So like, even whenever I do get the EXP share, I'll still have to grind. Because Pokemon in my team, there's more than 2 of them. So like it, and plus, I'm gonna be so real. Pokemon and its EXP like spread, not good. Bray wants baby mode. I just want to not spend a million years doing shit. You know what I mean? Should I be scared of this Budu? What can it do to me? Surely it can't do much, right? I mean, it's +2. I'm a little scared. But I have 3 lives on everything. I'm already on baby mode. The fuck did I guess I shouldn't be pressing Alt. Sorry about that. I wasn't clicked onto the game, I was clicked onto OBS somehow. Anyways, W Starly. This silent claps. Dude, this game has some of the most iconic music. But it's not the game with probably the most iconic Pokemon song. The fucking one that got a toothless dancing meme on it. The fucking you know? Dun dun dun. Or something. I think I started doing Wii channel music for a second there. Yo, I got a team of 4. I'm gonna be so real. I'm definitely playing a baby mode Nuzlocke just because I don't want to have to reset the game. I don't want to reset just because I'm bad at games. So that is why I am playing with my own custom rules. Hey there. Oh, you're not a trainer? I can only go through here with Rock Smash, right? Yes. But I can still get an encounter. Imagine doing a shiny Nuzlocke. I could never. I could never. But to be fair, most people that do those lower the odds to like 1 in 100. If somebody did a full odds shiny only Nuzlocke, they would be there. Oh wait, shit, Smallant literally did that. But he was also doing it as his job though. I'm not getting paid for this. At least not currently. So I can't justify spending that much fucking time on the game. I don't even remember what his hours were at the end of that challenge. Ah, yes, the times when Leech Life were base 20 power. Fuck, he's not in the yellow anymore. She's not in the yellow anymore. And I'll name this bitch Batman. Or Batwoman. Is there an anime character affiliated with bats? And are ravens close enough? No, because Murkrow's a raven, so if I get a... I'm thinking. And I'm mainly asking about my own anime that I've seen because I'm sure there's many out there that I've just never seen. Okay, well, I have a name idea. It's not anime, but fuck having a theme. I'm gonna do whoa, whoa, Batman. Not Batwoman. Whoa, Batman. Whoa, Batman. And yeah, I'm done with this place. I was kind of hoping for a rock type Loki, but that's fine. I totally need another flying type. Excuse me. I didn't even try to hold that back. Something tells me holding in hiccups is a bad idea. Excuse me. Oh wait, Stink, you weren't here whenever I showed the rules and talked about the rules. This isn't just a normal Nuzlocke. I should probably show you my rules. Here are the rules. I'm not gonna re-explain them because it took me a little while to read them last time. But you can read them. If you're even still there, you can let me know. If you're in the midst of reading that, let me know so that I can put it back up, but I don't want to leave it up too long as I'm doing stuff. I saw? Okay. Oh, fuck. I forgot about the berry fights. Level 7? I guess that's fine. It's a pretty even fight. Wait, is this a generation where tackle is base 50 power? I'm playing Smash. Which one? Ultimate or one of the others? Tackle is a base 50 power. Ultimate? Good choice. I do love Smash Ultimate. I would have been better off doing a quick attack there because it would have been before the attack lower, whatever. It's just gonna keep growling? I mean, okay. Who's your main in ult and Smash? Not an ult. My main in Smash. Well, I don't play Smash very often, but I love playing Piranha Plant. Holy shit. Are you me? Are you my mirror? Sorry you have to look at my face every day. I love Piranha Plant though. Oh, fuck. Wait, I just realized. He doesn't have the one I'm strong against. I completely forgot he had a fucking Chimchar instead of Piplup. Dawn's the one with the Piplup. What level? 9? Oh yeah, my attack is lowered by a hell of a lot. Purple Piranha Plant? I mean, I like the classic colors, but I'm also just weird. I gotta swap out to at least better the Starly's stats. I don't think an Ember would one-shot. Also, I think it's so unfair, right? That Chimchar and Piplup, their starting stab moves are Ember and Water Gun. Wait, no, Piplup has Bubble, right? Which is still base 40 power. Both of those are base 40 power. Turtwig starts with Absorb, which is base 20 power. Why? Why does he not just get given Mega Drain immediately? Or Razor Leaf? Or Leafage? I don't know if that was a move back then, though. But still, his Turtwig's original move, or his first stab move, is Absorb. So unbalanced, but whatever. I'm not convinced that Chimchar had a fire type move. So this is another new route, right? So I get to catch another Pokemon. And Starly is not low HP. Starly's probably going to be one of my MVPs. Only because of Staraptor. I think Staraptor can have Intimidate, so I'm hoping for that. And then it's also just a fast flying type. Well, I say fast, not really that fast, but fast enough, you know what I mean? I'm not catching this Bidoof, by the way, I'm killing it because I want XP. I want XP. Because I'm gonna have to do a lot to level everything up. I do kind of want to evolve the Badoo to a Roselia. Because I do love Roserade. Well, my starter's grass type already. And it's not like I really need a poison type for anything. But maybe it'll be good. Also, what Pokemon are on this route? Isn't there like an Abra on this route? I feel like there is. I feel like I remember Abra being on this route. Come on. There we go. Oh, well, that's my encounter. When do the routes start having variety? Because as of right now, there has not been a single ounce of variety. It's all been Shinx, Starly, Bidoof, and one route had Budu. After Floroma Town? How far into the game is that? I feel like that's like halfway through the game. Oh, that's only after first badge? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad then. But like, I know there is variety in Platinum, because that's something people complain about with the remakes, is that they were on Diamond and Pearl instead of Platinum, so their variety wasn't as great. Simba. Basically where that cave leads to? Okay. I'm gonna go heal. Press the wrong buttons. I'm gonna go heal, and then I think I might try to grind a little bit. I say grind. I'll probably fight some trainers lead with some of my other Pokemon. Including Shinx, because having a good Intimidator will be nice. I would love to get a good water type here before too long. I think, well, I guess, should I try and use Bibarel as my water type of choice? Probably not. I would say probably not. Are you a trainer? No. You are, though. Is there anything with Arena Trap in this game? Like, is Doug Trio and Wobbuffet in this game? I guess Gothitelle also has Shadow Tag, huh? Probably not very early into the game. Yeah, but that's post-game? Okay. I don't trust the move Bide. I don't like it. Bide scares me. Because, like, for no reason, it'll do a shit ton of damage. Should I I'll just withdraw. Oh, it's faster than me. See, I hit it once with a weak Pokemon, and it did that much. So I need to kill this thing. Okay, good. I should be able to kill it. Imagine I didn't go for the withdraw. No, never mind. Don't imagine that, because it outsped me anyways. But imagine I outsped, hit it, and then it bited me. That would have been bad. Dude, grass is weak to so many typings. Just, out of this one Pokemon battle with 2 Pokemon, a total of 3 stab types have been super effective against grass. Bug, poison, flying. If they had the actual stab moves, Gojo would be crying. So I don't exactly have a lot of confidence in Turtwig, but it's alright. Because I got protein, that's money. And yes, I'll restate this. I do have the items on the ground randomized. But that's literally the only bit of randomization that I have on this. Trust, I don't need to heal yet. This is gonna be such a slow playthrough. Oh. Mojo. Bro, season 3 of JJK isn't even out. It isn't even fully out yet. And I'm still excited for the next season. In like 2 years. I should not get my hopes up that it'll even come in the next year or two. It'll probably take a while. It's fine. God forbid a man be excited about something. Whenever you said that cave, do you mean this cave or the cave up in that other area? I'm assuming you meant up in that other area. Sorry, Doc. Simba. Simba should have this. Surely you can beat a side duck. This is interesting. Yeah, the Rock Smash cave, yeah. This is a pretty even fight right here. Never fucking mind. What an even fight, huh? I had to say something, right? I just had to say, yeah, this is an even fight. What was I on? That was not an even fight. This dude has plot armor. Dear God. Okay. First crit of the game. First crit of the series. 1 hour in. First nearly death crit. Honestly, what if nothing dies? What if this just winds up becoming a deathless Pokemon Platinum playthrough? Unlikely. But what if? Also, I need to just immediately run away. Like, don't even... I need to swap Simba out of the front. No, I don't need to swap him out of the front. I just need to play careful. Give me this Pokeball. I'm just gonna keep running. Hopefully I can. Level 6 Starly. Fuck! Bitch! Why can't I escape that? Okay, well that's one. I had to say something, huh? That fuck ass shit. Simba? Why'd you have to die, bro? Simba's already dead. And by that I mean he's lost one life. It's fine. Hey, bro. I'm trying to text my mom and I can't. Holy God. Okay, well, it doesn't have confusion, so if I just do that, it'll just teleport, yeah. I need to not be leading with Bibarel, though. Or not Bibarel, Bidoof. Okay, Simba, that's -1 life for you. Fucking A. I hate Shinx. Also, I do want to say, I'm not convinced that that would have killed without a crit. I'm not convinced that would have killed without a crit. So the fact that that was a crit is really just a cherry on top. Pokemon Platinum truly does love its crits. Because, oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well I need to remember the lives on everybody. So should I have like, what should I do? You know what, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna have a note on my phone. Plat lives. Some died once. That's literally all I'm putting in the note, is that Simba died once. And every time something dies, I'll just add it to the list of deaths. I'm not gonna keep track of all the ones with 3 lives because a lot of them have 3 lives. Go to the Valley Window Works on Friday for Drifloon. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to wait for an encounter just to get that. You know what I mean? And plus, I'm not exactly sure if my emulator knows what day it is. I have no idea what time or day the game thinks it is for me. So it'd be kind of hard for me to know what, you know? I think my goal for this stream, by the way, will be to beat the first gym. And then after that, I could probably end stream, you know, happily. And then, I don't know when I'll continue it next. Maybe Friday, but I kind of think Friday will be a Battle Cat stream, so maybe I'll continue it over the weekend. I'm going to be busy on Sunday, though, because of Easter. So, maybe Saturday? Maybe Saturday. No promises, though. Let's kill this fucking Abra, bro. Abra, abracadabra. How many females do I have on my team, by the way? I feel like I have a good amount of females on my team. The only time... Holy shit, it's actually 50-50. That's kind of wild. Cloud players are the sweatiest people ever? What do you mean cloud players? Who are cloud players? What do they do? Oh, thanks for the HM. Smash. Oh! The cloud, yeah. That makes more sense. I'm dumb. By the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and teach this to... When did I get return? Oh wait, one of my rules is I can't use TMs or TRs. Oh my goodness. When the fuck did I get return? I'm so confused. The Pokemon school, probably? No, I got the black belt from that. Oh wait, I'm speeding up. Tab is still speed up for me? Okay, I was meaning to hold C, not speed up. Maybe Pokemon School gave me more than just one item. Like maybe return was given to me instead of found. Also, I didn't encounter an actual Pokemon in there. I don't like the speed up in this game. It's not smooth at all. I don't care about the gym yet. Dude, I have had way too much caffeine. It's like building up a bunch of bubbles in me. Kind of weird. Yo, Grunts, it it looks like those guys are jacking themselves off while staring at each other. This is what I imagine every dude looks like at another dude that stands next to them at the urinal. Like, hey guys, you having a good time here? They're playing DS. Oh, I thought that was their back. No, that's them facing forward. I thought that was just their shirt. Never mind. Carry on. Hey Barry, I'm just gonna leave you there. I know there's not going to be another rival battle yet, but I want to beat this bitch's ass. Maybe slap it instead. Never mind. She's a child. With everybody being small in the overworld, it is hard to tell, I swear. Your Honor, I'm still a minor, so it's not a law. It's not illegal. It's still wrong. How young are picnickers? I'm gonna rewind to before I said any of that. Hope you either get Machop or Onyx from the mine, but Iron Island, you can get Steelix. Onyx would be kind of cool, but having a fighting type would also be cool. Also, shut up, shut up. You're telling me I'm supposed to be able to depict age off of that? I'm sorry I made a joke. Anyways, I think this is my first encounter. Never mind. Is there even a new encounter I can find in here? I'm not convinced there is. I think Psyduck are in there? Okay. Don't prey on kids, Chan. Don't be like me. Wait, that implies that I do it. Don't do that. And I will also not do that. Maybe the lower level requires Rock Smash? No. Okay, well then I literally can't get a new encounter then. But I will go to the mine. I'm gonna lead with Turtwig. Sorry, Gojo. Should I level up Badoo? I feel like Badoo is probably a good evolution to get. Or not evolution, level up to get. As a child, I yearned for the... Yeah. I love Steve from Minecraft, you know. The blue flutes, wow. Fucking W. I wonder if I'm ever going to find anything that's like outright OP. I mean, the Sky Plate's already good. I can put that on the Starling and get some good value out of that. Don't I actually have to be here, by the way? Like, don't I... Wait, do I need to talk to Barry first for the... in order to find the first gym leader down here? That's... Okay, Onyx is my encounter. The gym leader's in there? Alright. So let's see if this guy has absorb. Or not absorb. Sturdy. Oh, it just tanks because who the fuck thought it was a good idea to make a starter's first stab move 20 points weaker than the other two starters' first stab move? No randomizer? No. Because that would make Cynthia easier. So I figured it'd be a better challenge to do this. Also, here's the rules. Now, good luck remembering all that. Randomize all but Cynthia? I think that's a much harder thing. I don't know how to do that. Wait. I was gonna name him Dwayne, bro. I just... Why'd you have to distract me? God damn it. I'm so stupid. Just an encounter editor should do. Probably. Oh yeah, Sturdy does work differently in the original games. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. However, I think I did turn on the updated moves. I do believe I turned on updated moves in the randomizer because I did actually use a randomizer to get this file or get this ROM. Because obviously it's not completely vanilla. The ground items are randomized. And other things as well. So it's not entirely vanilla. But when Sturdy is an ability, well, I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm stupid. Maybe today's a bad idea for me to playing a fucking Nuzlocke. Or use the randomizer without the randomizer? No way. Well, yeah, I did that on purpose. All I did it for was to get another ROM. And to make slight differences, slight changes. Such as randomized ground items. Just to add a little spice. I still want it to be mostly the platinum experience. Oh, pink scarf. Wow, I love it here. Hey there. What's your name? Rourke? I accidentally used speed up. I mean, there's nothing against using speed up. None of my rules say no speed up. Braid's going to find a shiny before beating Cynthia. Shut up. You might be right, but shut up. I did not change the shiny odds though. Imagine an archipelago, but like an enemy randomizer archipelago, so you could run into the rival and he suddenly has Melania as his second Pokemon. I don't want to imagine Melania in any game other than Elden Ring. Because in Elden Ring already, Melania is a nightmare. Go north for... Oh, wait, there's another encounter north? I completely forgot. What level is Rourke? Is Rourke like level 12? Or is he like... He, she... What gender? I don't even remember, bro. That's terrible. 12 to 15? So I'm under leveled as fuck, is what you're saying. Because of the blood rot? I don't even want to be reminded of the fucking scarlet rot that Melania applies. That's one of those bosses that, like... Honestly, Melania is harder than Consort Radon, in my opinion. $207. Starts off with Toxic. I don't care what you said. I just don't want to be reminded of that. You're wilding? I'm sorry. I beat both of them. I have the right to have an opinion in this matter. And my opinion is that Melania is harder. Just because one's built for later in the game doesn't mean anything. Cool rock, thanks. Absorb will kill it. Melania's big ass move is shot down by one chili pot. Who the fuck wants to use pots? I hate using pots, first of all. And second of all, you would have to do that for every single one of those. And time it. And still make it through all the other attacks, which are also not exactly the easiest things in the world. It's mainly her second phase. Waterfowl, I'm assuming is the move you were talking about, right? Where she like does all the spinning and stuff. Avoiding that is not the only win condition with her. You also have to deal with her second phase, which is surprisingly difficult to deal with, and it's not just because of Waterfowl. Waterfowl is not the only reason why she's difficult. Her second phase and all that, you have no idea how many times I got her to her second phase just to lose. And you have no idea the kind of trauma I've been given from that. And also, Consort Radon, you can just fucking tank him. Believe it or not, my strat wasn't a good one. I played him brainlessly. I tanked his ass. Not even a summon was used. I just tanked him. And just hoped for the best with Fiend's Blood Arm. That kind of brainless gameplay does not work for Melania, aka she's harder. Because you don't have to be brainless, you have to actually be thinking. I did still dodge Consort Radon a lot, to be fair, but that's besides the point. I did catch the Geodude, right? In all my Moonveil, my Magic, and my Bonk builds, Melania was easier. If you're doing an intelligence build, you cannot be talking shit about what's harder and easier. Intelligence builds are have the least right to say anything about them. Yeah, you caught the rock? Okay, cool. I'm autopiloting a lot. Dex, Faith, and Strength. No Arcane. The one build that I think would actually make Melania, you know. Wait. No Arcane build? And yet you're saying that Consort Radon... If you do an Arcane build, Consort Radon is so easy. Because, like, he has so much HP that, like, Bleed just does that much. So, like, you missed the one build that would actually make him easy. If you find a Houndoom, will you catch it? I'll die to it. I did Arcane, but in a randomizer, so I didn't have all the setup. You have no idea. And also, I think a lot of people forget how difficult Melania was, because they usually, more often than not, you fight Melania before Consort Radon, and so you remember it less because it was less recent. If we were to go back, right? Go back to Elden Ring, play it New Game Plus 0, so the original game, play through it in a normal, linear pathing, no New Game Plus levels, no DLC levels for Melania, just like, playing it casually, normal, having whatever build. If you went back through, played the entire game, you would probably struggle more on Melania than you would on Consort Radon. That is my opinion. That is my personal experience. And yeah. I highly doubt that. I highly bet it. Try me, bitch. Because here's the thing with Consort Radon. He's so simple. He's relatively simple. And his second phase, spam dodge. Throughout his entire fight, just have anti-angel, whatever. Anti-faith damage reduction, whatever you want to call it. Which includes a talisman that literally removes most of that damage. Like, you can essentially just tank his second phase. Like, literally, whenever I beat him, my strategy was just don't even try to dodge everything, just try to get in attacks when you can. Meanwhile, for Melania, I had to actually have a strategy. I had to actually know timings. I had to know when to dodge. I know how to do all that. For Consort Radon, I just remember spamming dodge. I did. Because, like, he has so many attacks that it's hard to even keep up with them, so it's just not even worth trying to keep up. At that point, you're just better off trying to tank. In my first run, I beat Melania Phase 1 within 4 tries. And on your first run? Okay, okay, let's just stop arguing about who's more difficult, Melania or Consort Radon, and just say that you're fucking insane. You know, beating Melania Phase 1 in 4 tries? Like, that's just... No. No. I beat certain Elden Ring boss while wiping my ass on stage. Like, it's insane how you can even say that with a serious face. Because that is insane. Because in order to adapt to Melania's moveset, you have to do way more than just 4 attempts, unless you're just in fucking human, or you have one of the most OP builds of all time. I mean, that's how I experienced it. How do you want me to say it? I don't know. I'm not saying you said it wrong. I'm saying you're fucking insane. Being able to beat Melania's first phase, even if it is just the first phase and 4 attempts on your first ever time beating her, or trying her, crazy. And I played Elden Ring on launch, and so no guides. Okay, well now you're just trying to brag. Like, shut your bitch ass up. Like, really? Like, you're literally just trying to brag at this point. You don't have to specify all this shit. We get it. You're better than us at games. Sorry, we're not no life people, pieces of shit that didn't even know Elden Ring existed until like a couple of years after. Like, I didn't play Elden Ring until after DLC was already released. Your Pokemon playing the left ear, the wild Pokemon playing the right ear? Do they? I had no idea. I was proving that she ain't that hard. She ain't that hard to you, sweet cheeks. People have different experiences. You can't act like your experience is what everybody experienced, because I can guarantee you it's not what everybody experienced. I don't play Elden Ring and have no idea what's going on. Keep it that way. I lost so much sanity playing Elden Ring. You guys want to hear probably my hottest take out of today, though? Hollow Knight, Pantheon 5, is harder than Consort Radon or Melania. Pantheon 5 is one of the hardest challenges in all of video game history, in my opinion. It's easier to get good at it because of all the gods. Because of Hall of the Gods. What do you mean, because of Hall of the Gods? Because I don't have great memory of the Elden Ring stuff like that. I don't have great memory of it. The place where you can fight each one individually? Oh, you're talking about Hollow Knight. But you can't fight Absolute Radiance in there until after you beat Pantheon 5. So I do disagree with your statement there. And even so, you have to beat them all back to back. So having to go from Markoth to Zote is one of the most annoying transitions of all time. Because you go from having to rush Markoth to having to be way too patient with Zote. I'm fairly certain I reached Absolute Radiance before. Oh, maybe it's because I didn't actually reach Absolute Radiance. I don't know. I remember not being able to practice Absolute Radiance. What? Did I? No, I did practice for Absolute Radiance. That's right. You did just have to reach it. That's right. That's right. But to be fair, you have to reach Absolute Radiance in order to practice Absolute Radiance. You do realize before that you have to fight so many bosses that are already harder. And remember, each long attempt is like 40 minutes. Because you're fighting every boss back to back. Excuse me, what the fuck is going on? Back to back to back. It's all back to back. Also, I don't usually save Zote, so I don't fight him in P5. You're just a fucking loser. Not saving Zote in your main file? Come on. But still, I think that Pantheon 5 is harder than Consort Dawn. Because think of it this way. Think of it this way. Let's say you practice... If you're considering being able to practice Absolute Radiance as part of... as something separate from actually beating Pantheon 5, then think of it this way. You had the time to practice Consort Radon. So, like, let's say... Because that automatically that's assuming they're both winning attempts, right? So a winning attempt versus Consort Radon and a winning attempt in Pantheon 5, which one gave you more difficulty? Probably the Pantheon 5 one, just because it's so much longer. So, like, I don't understand why you're separating the practice from the actual fight itself. Because you can have that same argument for the other way around as well. So you're... Stay consistent. You do get to rest every 5 to 8 bosses. I mean, that's barely helpful, though. But, like, they are still back-to-back. When I say back-to-back, I mean there's no saves. That the bench, the rest in between the bosses in Pantheon 5 doesn't mean it's saving. It just gives you a little bit of HP. You do not get to respawn back in those resting points. You still have to do all of it back-to-back in one attempt. If you die once, you're done. And like I said earlier, this is just my opinion off of my personal experience. Your experiences are clearly different than mine. I'm just trying to keep you consistent because of the way you said earlier how you're considering the practice of all the bosses as separate than the actual boss fight in and of itself. Also, can you stop hitting yourself, Shinx? I'm just trying to grind here, bro. Can you please cooperate? This is so annoying. I partially agree with you. Okay. You can also think of it this way. Which one takes you longer to beat? Say a god gamer like you can beat them both first try. One takes 5-10 minutes, maybe 15 if it's a really long attempt. The other one takes you 30 minutes minimum, unless you're like a professional speedrunner of it. But of course, time isn't a direct correlation with difficulty, so that's why I don't normally go off of something like that. Wasn't what I said above? If you had to fight... If you had to fight Lita, who the fuck is Lita? Each try for Consort Radon, would your thoughts change? Who the fuck is Lita? Is that like the different people there? Because you don't have to fight them back to back. The 3 NPC before Radon? No, I don't change my mind because that's not the same fight. Pantheon 5, you literally have to do them back to back. With the 3 NPCs, it's not the same. You beat them, you're done with them. I'm pretty sure I've fought all the trainers already, by the way. So the fact that it's taking me so long to grind past level 12 is actually insane. If you had to fight them each time, would that change your mind? What does that have anything to do with it, though? Like, can you answer that question first? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Because in the grand scheme of things, Pantheon, I'm saying Pantheon 5 as a whole. If you wanted to compare Absolute Radiance to Radon, I'd say Radon's harder. Just because Absolute Radiance at the end of the day is a really cool boss fight, and it can be difficult if it's your first time playing it, but it's pretty fucking easy to learn. So alone, no. But since Pantheon 5 is a whole thing and it's meant to be a whole ass challenge, then it's its own thing. Meanwhile, Consort Radon is known to be one of the hardest bosses in all of video game history, kind of like Melania is. And so that makes him a classic game challenge on his own without it being a trail of different things. Turtwig base starter choice? Oh no, it's in the rules. Look at these rules for a sec while I grind a little bit. Adds a time and some back-to-back bosses, meaning that Radon and I wanted to picture how far you see them apart from each other. I just don't like that NPC fight. Because, like, that NPC fight... it's just annoying. I don't like NPC fights. Because, like, the thing with NPC fights, right? The thing with NPC fights is that they heavily rely on what your build is. Because NPCs are just so vastly different than fighting actual bosses. So I just don't like them. But that... I guess they are difficult, they do add time. But like I said, I don't... the time thing was kind of just a out there statement. I don't actually care about the time difference it takes. But in terms of difficulty... from my experience, still probably Pantheon 5. Just because of how much I despise the Markoth Zoe. Because here's the thing, if you're going to do the hypothetical of, oh, what if you have to do Lita before Radon, I think we can go ahead and add the hypothetical of, let's say you did save Zoe, so that you have to fight him in Pantheon 5. Then I would say I think it's close, much closer. And like it was already close to begin with. But it is very close. But I still think that just because of the sheer number of various bosses in Hollow Knight, the various things you have to account for, the various RNG things that could happen, the various ways you could fuck up, I think there is a lot less room for error in Hollow Knight Pantheon 5 than there would be with the Lita Radon back to back. Although Hollow Knight does have infinite healing, and Elden Ring does not. So are we assuming that your flasks don't regenerate after the NPC fight, or are we assuming that they do? Because if your flasks don't regenerate after the NPC fight, then I think that Radon would be harder. Because from what I remember, since I kind of low-key tanked him, it took a lot of my flasks. So, you know. Shut up. It's so much more than just 15 flasks in Elden Ring. So, like, relatively, it's basically infinite. Especially since, technically speaking, there is a charm that takes 0 slots and refills constantly. your energy. So, technically speaking, with enough time, you do have infinite. Isn't it like the souls something? I don't know. It's the mask, right? The void mask or whatever. That I'm fairly certain that gives you juice over time. And there's also Grub Song, which you can use to get stuff whenever you get hit. Oh, that's only when it costs 5. Oh, never mind. But Grub Song still counts. So theoretically. And even then, Pantheon 5 does give you benches in between. So you do technically restock up on Soul, even if it wasn't close to essentially unlimited healing. As long as you're in a boss fight. So, like, then I feel like it would be safe to assume that if the NPC fight was back-to-back with the Radon fight, then your flasks would regenerate. It's because the Grace would be the equivalent of the bench, right? Between bosses. So, yeah, no, I think Pantheon 5 still has the edge. It's fair to regenerate, yeah. So yeah, I do still think that, in my opinion, in my personal experience, Pantheon 5 gave me more shit. Or would just be overall more difficult. I don't know, because like Pantheon 5 and Consort Radon, it only took me 2 hours to beat Consort Radon for the first time. Like from first attempt to last attempt, and that was with me being rusty because I took a long break between playing the actual game and fighting Radon. So not only was it, you know, just 2 hours for me to beat him, it was 2 hours for me to get back into the swing of things and then beat him. And then Pantheon 5 took me so much more time total. And I struggled so much more. I got so much more angry. Like, it took me a lot of tries. And, like, Consort Dawn also did take me a lot of tries. I don't know which one took more. But I do know that Pantheon 5, technically speaking, trying the bosses outside of it should count, because practicing Consort Radon is just fighting him. Meanwhile, you can't say the same for the Pantheon 5 bosses, so it is kind of hard to know which one took more attempts, just because it could be kind of either way. But curious now, did you find Mesmer harder, or rather more difficult to learn / master than Radon? Mesmer? Which one is that? That's the snake guy, right? He was easy. Mainly because of my build. I'll be honest. I had a really OP build in Elden Ring because I was using Blood Fiend's arm. Oh wait, I did the wrong thing. I found him quite a problem, and I think build has a lot to do with it. In Hollow Knight, the OP build is just, you know, more damage. Like it's a pretty simple. Hollow Knight is much easier to have a consistent like build for everybody, right? Because there's less charms, like there's less variety and everything. In Elden Ring, builds can vary extremely heavily. So one boss that you may have struggled on less than I did, I may have struggled less on a different boss, right? So it is one of those things where Elden Ring is hard to say if it's easier or harder because everybody experiences it differently. Spells and nail damage, yeah. I always did nail damage. And even my first many tries on Pantheon 5 didn't even include the nail charm, the stronger nail charm. My first DLC clear was Moonveil and Renala cameo build. That's cool. I don't really know much about Moonveil, I'll be honest, but I know that intelligence builds are typically pretty fucking strong. And then to be fair, I've only ever cleared DLC with one build, because I didn't want to put in the time to beat it all again. And like my build changed a lot throughout the DLC, but I beat Consort Radahn for the first time and only time so far with Bloodfiend's Arm. Like it was an arcane build, so like I did have a very strong build and widely thought of as an OP build. So like I don't really have any right to say that Radahn is harder or easier than Pantheon 5, since I haven't really challenged myself with either of them. The one where you hold stance for a second and you get like 40% damage, that's seems like a really good build. But you've also been it more than once, I assume, so you do probably have more of a right to say something, but my opinion's still there. Because to be fair, I have treated both the same. I've only beaten either of them once. So like they are on even grounds. I have only beaten both of them once using relatively OP builds. I don't think it's far-fetched. I just played far more Hollow Knight than Elden Ring. And that could also be why you think it's easier, right? Because if you played more of it, then, you know. Meanwhile, I had a huge Elden Ring phase and I got really into it. And so, like, that could also have a part of it, right? Like, and we could also just have different game mechanics. I could be better in three-dimensional fighter games such as Elden Ring, and you could be better in two-dimensional ones, right? Like, it's one of those things where it truly is an impossible task to find out which one is harder. Well, randomizers don't really mean difficulty. So in terms of base game hours, would probably more accurately depict something. But yeah, 400 hours compared to 200 hours in terms of randomized, that's kind of a lot. I haven't played either of them recently. Maybe I should replay those challenges. Replaying Pantheon 5. Refighting Consort Radahn. You know. Randomizers can mean beating bosses under level though. I guess it's true. I feel like in Elden Ring it would be much harder to do things under leveled just because of HP scaling. And at that point, arcane builds or frostbite builds are just the best way to go. So bleed builds or frostbite builds, or honestly poison, scarlet rot, like status builds, I guess is what I should say. Doesn't necessarily, but it can. Yeah. I'm not convinced this is worth my time. Dude, is there a better way to be grinding in Pokemon Platinum? Because like this is absurd. Well, now I have Razor Leaf, so this gym should be a piece of cake. But like I've been here for so long just killing wild Pokemon. I haven't gained much. I, I can't say that I've gained much from I haven't even gotten my Starly up to 4. Like this is all I've gotten from all of this. Like the debate, but I should leave. It's 4:30. Yeah, I like the debate too. Thank you for. I hope I don't get too into the debates where it's like I become disrespectful, because I don't mean to be disrespectful at all. I do enjoy debates, I swear. Good luck and good stream. Thank you. You have a good night. I'll probably beat this gym and then end here. Same here, and all is good with me. Cool beans. I'm sure most people understand I have good intentions, but that's not how everybody probably sees it. I can't just assume everybody sees it the same way. Just gotta play it safe. What if I just avoid the trainers? No, that's a bad idea. I can use this opportunity to level up Badu. Maybe I should level up Simba. Since I already have a grass type, it would be better to prioritize leveling up the variety on my team than to do other things. Jonathan. I am absolutely just going to use speed up sometimes in the battles. Only in the battles, though. In the overworld, I don't think I will. But the speed up in battles isn't even fast enough for it to really make me miss much. So I think I am willing to use speed up. At least a little bit. Like whenever the battles are just feeling slow because I know they're going to be easy. It's not even that much faster, but it's there. Onyx. Your special defense is worse than your physical, right? Too bad. Well, I think Absorb would have been a better play, actually. Oh, okay, cool. Was it a crit? It's high crit ratio, I know that. I thought Onyx had really good physical defense. What the fuck? Well, alright then. Oh, but nothing was swapped in against the Onyx except... Okay. Before I do this... Sorry about my caps log. I do allow myself to use held items. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, Rourke. I still can't tell if this is a dude or a woman. That's a dude. It's gotta be. Anyways, time to stop gendering. Simba, the two-life, the two-lifed lion. I don't know why I struggled calling Simba a lion. Probably because I'm not convinced that Luxray is a... What animal is Luxray? Oh wait, Shinx is a sphinx, right? But what the fuck are the others? I never thought about that. That's a good ass point though. What animal is Luxio and Luxray? I assume Lux is like electric type, right? But Ray. Okay, now I'm just confusing myself. What the fuck? Why do I not know this? Why am I stupid? That did nothing. I probably should have stacked some withdraws though. Crit? Okay. I don't know if it mattered, but I got a crit. Honestly, not having sturdy in the game is actually low-key kind of nice. I'm just gonna keep using Gojo. I'm just gonna... Oh, it's not 15, it's 14. Okay. Sick. Mold Breaker. Wow, that really means a lot. I know Kratos is pretty strong. But do I one-shot? No. Do you have potions? Yes. This should kill. Easy first gem, ladies and gentlemen. And my Shinx is now back up to 3 lives. Because I forgot about that gym rule, but everybody is back up to 3 lives. Not past 3 though. Because rules, they don't go above 3 on any Pokemon. I want to make sure I followed all the rules, right? Yes. No researching battles. Does asking chat for help count? Nah, because they were wrong anyways. Yeah, I followed all that. I followed all those rules. I don't care about the TM. I just care that I can use Rock Smash now. Which is cool, because that is an HM. I can technically use that. But that'll be it for me today. If you did enjoy, please do come back for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.